Hi, this is Cheryl St.Pierre. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a standalone bail that you could add onto a charm or an earring. Say you lost lost an earring and you want to make a necklace out of the other one. This is what this is perfect for. So I was it was requested of me to make this tutorial, and so I am. And this is a Beebeecraft video, and that's because I'm going to demonstrate some of the tools I got in my last package. So I'm going to demonstrate that it's great for charms. I got it on a chain, and this is the heart charm that I made a few months back, and it's so hard to show it on camera, but it makes a cute little necklace. So, I mean, even any charm you may have or earring, you can easily turn it into a necklace with this bail. So, what we're going to need for supplies, of course, is the tool set that I ordered from BBCraft. And you're going to need your 20 gauge dead soft wire. And I'm using copper, raw copper. And you need 7 inches of it, which is 17.5 centimeters, and 20 gauge is 0.8 millimeters for those in metric. You're going to need your standard tools of a ruler. The 3 that I use the most is the round nose pliers, the chain nose pliers, and the flush cutters. And we're going to use a rawhide mallet. You can get away with not using it, but I just wanted to show you a good use for it. Okay, so again, what this bail is perfect for is something like this. I made this little doodle. I was thinking of making earrings, so I didn't make it a built-in bail. So that's what this bail is going to be used for. This was too cute to throw away. I think it's going to make a sweet necklace. And so that's what we're going to work on today, is making a bail for this. Okay, so what I want you to do is to take your 7 inches of wire, and we're going to work harden it just a little bit. And I'm going to grab it by the end, and I'm going to bend it like this, and bend it and straighten it at the same time. I'm going to do this about 4 or 5 times, and it's just going to work harden it, not overly, but enough that it's going to give the bail strength. And we'll do some more work hardening with the rawhide mallet later on. Okay, now I want, this end got bent, so excuse me. So I'm going to start off with the straighter end, and I want to take first, before we go there, what I'm going to do is we're going to look at this chart. Now this chart is the one that BBCraft has up with the link of the bail making pliers and the jump ring mandrels, yes. And it's got the measurements. And I actually prefer, for a bail, I prefer to use these. I was using a pencil in another demo, and the pencil makes the bail rather large. So when I saw this, I go, this is perfect, because I can choose what size I want, and it says the measurements right there. But you really should print off a chart for yourself, because the measurements are not on the mandrels themselves. So you might end up memorizing it, but I'm going to use the smaller mandrel. I want to use the 5 millimeter. I'm going to make it a 5 millimeter. 3.8 would probably be okay too, because I'm using a fine chain, but 5 millimeter can accommodate a little bit larger chain. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use, is this mandrel. And I want you to take your 20 gauge wire, And I've got, this is 5 millimeters in diameter. And I want to go about 2 inches up, approximately. It doesn't have to be exact. And we're going to wrap around it, and we want to coil it close as we can, just in case you don't want to separate your bale, but you'll understand that later. So I want it to be wrapped. See, it's spreading apart, but as close as you can. And we want to wrap it twice and then have it so that it's flush like this, so that the 2 wires are kind of making a line. And now the short end, we want to make it perpendicular to the mandrel. So you're going to hold the wire in place like this, and you're going to bend this. You're going to grab your wire with your chain nose pliers and bend it so it's perpendicular like this. And I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly perpendicular, but close enough. Then we're going to hold this together, and we're going to wrap it. With the other one, I wrapped 3 times, and that's the back. There's the front. And it might be too long for some. I'm going to try experimenting making a shorter one. So we're going to just try wrapping it about 1 or 1.5 times and see what it looks like at first. Okay, and you want to find out what side of the bale looks more centered and looks nicer. And it's definitely this side. Okay, so I am going to see, it's got the wrap just once. I'm going to go again and end it at the back. And I'm going to snip it off there. And because you want it snipped off at the back. And I want to snip it off as close as I can to the wire. And I might not get too close enough. I have lots of wire left over. I gave you lots in case you're making a larger bale. It depends how many wraps you do. Okay, and I see that the wire is not cinched up, so I'm just going to push it with my chain nose pliers like this to make it neater. And then I'm going to crimp it in. If it's too far out, you can snip it closer. You can always adjust it. Mine wasn't too bad. Okay, got it crimped in, cinched in. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we want to make sure that this is sitting flat or straight. And I'm actually going to just gently nudge it straight with my chain nose pliers. See, and I moved it together. It went together better. And now I'm going to bend the wire to make my loop. And you can make your loop different sizes. It's a personal preference as to what you're needing it for. I am not needing it to be large at all. So I'm going to make it the same size as this loop, or a little bit smaller, like the size you would put on an ear wire. And what direction? You gotta think direction too. So if the bale's this way, I need it the same direction as the bale for this. Although you can make these ahead of time and you can switch it around, and I'll demonstrate that in a bit too. So if I'm going to hold this, support this at the wire. Actually, I don't have to because it's so short, it's strong, but I'm going to use that. I'm going to demonstrate this on video. Bend it like that. And then I'm going to make my loop right there, as close as possible. Making a small loop. And we want it to be like an eye loop, like you put an eye pin. So you want that loop to be centered, like that. And now I'm going to grab my flush cutters and get in there and snip it as best possible to make the complete circle. And it's rather open, so I'm going to take my my round nose pliers, and I'm actually going to close that and recenter it, manipulate it so that it's a nicer looking circle and that it's centered. Okay, and now we're going to do our checks to make sure everything's straight again, because it does. And I squished it up. I'm going to put it back on the mandrel and make the rings nice looking again. There, got it back on. Okay, and I needed it back on anyways, because now I'm going to work harden it a little bit more. So I'm going to take my rawhide hammer now, and I'm going to tap it. And this is going to make, believe it or not, these little taps will work harden that bail as well as straighten it. But won't damage it. Okay, I think it's done. And that's all there's to it. It's done. Now, you can choose to leave the loops close together. This is the front. Or you can split, you can make it more of a V. If your fingernails are strong enough to do this, make sure it's centered and V it out like that. That's the way I like it. And now I'm going to add on my little charm and open this up. Pay attention to what's the front and what's the back. Close it up. Make sure everything's sitting straight. And there. Isn't that pretty? That's all it took to turn it into a necklace. And then I'm going to put it on a chain just so you can see it. And there it is. It's a sweet little necklace. Okay, well, thank you for joining me in this short little video. And I really, really encourage you to try these out. They're awesome because you can experiment with different sizes, with your different needs. You're not stuck with just what you can find around the house. It's all there for you. And you know what? They're a great price too. So look for the link in the description. I'll have the measurements written there for making your bales, as well as the link to buying these wonderful mandrels and bale making pliers. Okay, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. I'm back for a short little blurb. I forgot to mention for BBCraft that we're promoting little YouTube channels to promote the BBCraft product and being able to do the package opening like I do, as well as try out doing some little tutorials. So if you have a little YouTube channel, all you need is 100 subscribers to do this, and you can apply to be a package opening and do tutorials. So what you get for that is you get the product, and you have to do the package opening video and then 2 little tutorials. And it doesn't have to be jewelry. They sell more things than just jewelry making supplies. You should check it out and look around BBCraft. The link will be in the description where you can check it out and see what all maybe there's something there that you would like to show. I mean, you might just want to do one package opening. You might want to do multiple, and just give it a try. It's fun. Okay, bye for now.